Alright, this is error. I'm counting down, well, in my opinion, the top 5 hardest bosses. Few rules to set. I am not scripted. I'm just going off what's on my head. The only thing I scripted is the placement of each boss. Next is one per series. That way we don't fill the list with Souls games. And then, of course, there's only games I've played. Not necessarily beaten, just I've played them, so I can rank them. And I have to have gotten to that point of the game, of course. So, yeah. Other than that, here's my top 5 hardest bosses in video games. Oh boy, I have a bone to pick with you, Sans. If you don't... This boss is infamous amongst the Undertale community as being the hardest boss in the game. But I'm not part of the Undertale community. In fact, I do not like Undertale. Undertale is mid. Should you say. Not necessarily Twitter mid. It's like, oh, this game's bad. It's mid. No, that's middle of the road. Anyways. As you may know, Undertale is the game the RPG where no one has to die. But what if you decide people want to die? Or if you decide to kill people? Then, well, you have to fight Sans. And Sans is an asshole. And so is an earlier boss in Genocide Route. One of 2 bosses you have to fight in the Genocide Route. There is a enemy that's set up to be a boss, Mettaton, but they do nothing with it. Toby is just trolling you. So, Sans, basically, he is, dodges attacks, just like everyone else in the game. Sans is not that hard. Sans is an easy boss compared to others on this list, but the bar is low. And let me just say I am tired of Undertale. I'm tired of seeing it. It's been like almost 10 years. Just... Well, I will say I'm excited to see Deltarune, but maybe Toby will improve. But as of now, Undertale is not that good. And the fan base is annoying. If you don't like Undertale, they will bully you off the internet and make you change your name. Let me say this. Sans is not that hard. He is not the best character in media. Sans can't beat Goku. Toby Fox is not the second coming of Christ. And Undertale is not the best thing since Shrek. So, get mad. I don't care. I am sick of Undertale. Let's just move on to number 4. The only reason Sans is on this list is to prove that there are worse bosses than Sans, difficulty-wise. That's all for Sans. I wanted to include a Mega Man boss in this list, and since I was just now getting into the series, I'm having fun so far. But anyways, I had to do research on what seemed to be the hardest fight in Mega Man, and a lot of the time, for the first 6 games, forums say it's Dr. Wily. That's justified since he's the final boss. But that led to me researching the hardest Dr. Wily fight, and it led me to Wily Capsule from Mega Man 4. This guy goes invisible in the dark and randomly appears for you to barely shoot him. And you can't use the Mega Buster on this guy. So I was stuck using Pharaoh. So yeah. There's probably harder fights in the series, but this is the conclusion I came to. That's the hardest Wily fight. So thus its placement on the list. And its low placement on the list. This boss is notorious amongst the FromSoft community. It's up there with like Dark Eater Madeira and Millennia Blade of Miquella, which neither of them will be on this list because I've only beaten 2 Souls games, Dark Souls and Bloodborne. Both of which I recommend if you're looking for a challenge. So, anyways, back to Orphan of Cause. As you can probably see, I am parrying this guy. So why is he so hard? Well, it's hard to parry for one. And even if you know how to parry and parry the previous boss, Lady Maria, to death, you're still gonna have trouble parrying Orphan. Because his attacks are unpredictable and fast as fuck. So, yeah. And everything else, the atmosphere and the music, it gives you, the phase 1 gives you the sense of dread, like, oh shit, I shouldn't be somewhere else right now. And then phase 2 is just panic. There's panic in the music. Like, you're not gonna have a great time. You're going to die a lot. And you just keep panicking because despite being the hunter for the first time ever, you're starting to feel like the prey. Well, I shouldn't say the first time because there's a similar boss in the main game, Bloodsurf Beast, which has panicky music, but this is the Old Hunters DLC, and the Old Hunters DLC has harder bosses like Ludwig and Lawrence. Which, let me just say, fuck Lawrence. I hate him. And, yeah. Not all of his attacks are close up. I'm gonna hit you with my shrimp. Some of it, as you've probably seen, he will throw explosions at you. And yeah, my strategy for phase 2, I have not put the audio over the recording at this point, so I'm not sure what you're gonna see of the fight, but phase 2 is much harder than phase 1. As I said, the music goes from calm yet disturbing to panic mode. So, yeah, you're just in a... So, yeah, just... Try to remember, you are the hunter, and he is the prey, not vice versa. And then... that's one of the things my friends tell me is like when trying to justify why Lawrence is harder. But even then, still pretty hard, I'd say. So, Orphan is only number 3 because I've played the old Bloodborne many times, and I've beaten the old Hunters DLC many times. So, Orphan of Cause is not as hard as he once was. Of course, this is before I play New Game Plus 7, so that might change soon. I have not played Dark Souls 3, so Dark Eater Midir is not on this list. So instead, we get the final boss of the Artorias of the Abyss DLC. This guy is an asshole. He will throw you around the room like those daycare kids from Toy Story 3. This guy is just mad. He's angry. And his goal is to make you angry as well. He has many ways to do that. A 5-hit combo that will drain your HP if you're not careful. And he has a lot of magic. Dark magic. So you need the silver pendant to protect yourself. Except the first few times, you do not know how to use silver pendant, so you get your ass kicked. Yeah. So, why is this about Orphan of Cause? Well, that's right, it's my first time playing this, the DLC of Dark Souls, and I've beaten Orphan many a time. Whereas this is my first time fighting Manus. So, that's why he is higher up. Despite many lists disagreeing. So, that's about all I have to say about Manus, Asshole of the Abyss. Now, this is the hardest boss I've beaten, but it's only number 2 because there is one more boss that I have not beaten. And I will never beat. So here's the beginning of the fight where now there's round 1, and then Mike Tyson makes his entrance. Getting ready to kick your ass. You try to dodge his uppercut, and then I'm dead. So, yeah. Gotta get up, little mech, and then Tyson does an uppercut, another uppercut, and keeps doing uppercut until that happens. And then you try to get up. You cannot get up. You can barely see Mech's head, but yeah, you're not getting up there. And then Mike Tyson wins, flexing his muscles, and then everyone's taking pictures, and game over.